It's the Jef Clo Podcast Show, and this is not a repeat, it's a best of episode of the Jef Clo Podcast Show. Oh, it's Jef and Clo and Jef and Clo and Jef and Clo and Jef and Clo, and just in case you didn't remember, it's Jef and Clo. Jef and Clo.
All right. It's the 13th episode. How
Who
about
are you?
that?
Matthew McConaughey? What was that?
Yes, that was my best.
All right. Yes.
So, best of.
That's
That
right.
means we've done enough episodes to do a best of. That's pretty cool.
Well, honestly, we could take any one episode of the podcast so far and call it a best of. That's how amazing we are.
Yeah. It would be like a 2.5 minute show, but it would be a best of.
Unfortunately, we've always strived since the first episode to be at a 45-minute mark, and we've never even come close. In fact, episode 12 was around 73 minutes.
Yeah,
so
our last one, yes, was
the longest
way up
yet.
there. But now we're not putting any songs at the end.
That's true.
So,
I mean, we may still be able to add them if we want to, but only when we deem fit.
Yeah, if we want to.
Correct.
We do what we want.
But yes, so this is episode 13. You're going out of town to help your son Reagan move.
Correct.
And the way I said that, it's almost like your son's name is Reagan Move. I should have enunciated differently. You're going to help your son Reagan move.
Glad you cleared that up.
So we don't really have the time to do an entire podcast, the editing and all the stuff that we would normally do. So we're doing this best of. But also, Dave, why else would we do this on the 13th episode?
Because it's the 13th. Ooh,
that's
scary.
Right. And we are scared. We're afraid we're going to fail.
Yeah, and it's not a Friday, but it is the 13th.
Correct. So everyone put on your hockey mask, get out a machete, and listen to this upcoming episode, this best of. So we're going to jump right into it, if you don't mind, Dave.
I don't mind, Dave. I mean...
Okay. Well,
I see what you're saying.
There's a lot of people that don't agree with that sentiment.
Sentiments?
We're gonna go chronologically on this best of. We're gonna do the first 10 episodes. We're gonna give you a snippet from all 10 episodes, what we consider to be the funnier or the best segments from the episode, and we'll also do some montages here and there of different things that we've done. So our first episode was actually broken into two parts. So our first two segments we're going to do are from the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer, Dave, when we didn't know what we were doing. We were recording live on a boat with wind blowing everywhere. You guys will notice the difference in the sound quality between episodes 1, 2, and 3.
And 4, 5, 6, 7.
No, they pretty much got consistent at that point. So
I've been tweaking every week.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, maybe we'll notice when we listen to it in progression. Yeah. So this first clip, we'll set it up for you. We are on the Buckeye Cruise. We're on the back of the boat, and we run into... Who are the two piano players we ran into, Dave?
Scott Baio.
No.
And
he looks like Scott Baio. Scott Nicholson.
Yeah, he does. I know. Scott Nicholson and Dave Powers.
That's right. And Dave Powers, amazing pianist and also an Ohio State University professor.
And Scott is in Vegas.
That's right. Scott is a Vegas piano performer. So let's take a listen to one of our very first interviews on the very first episode of our podcast here with Scott Nicholson and Dave Powers.
Sure, why not? Hey, there's one of the dueling piano guys from Vegas.
All right, let's talk to him.
Scott. He looks just like Scott Baio.
He does look like Scott Baio.
And his name's Scott, so we're going to interview him.
We're going to
now.
talk to you here on the Jef Clo Podcast. Jef Clo. I said Jef Co. That's like a small company.
Trying to get it right.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
What is this?
We're doing
our podcast.
This is our first podcast ever.
I've never seen whatever this is.
Oh, what this is? This is the Zoom HR6.
Well, I've also never seen guys walking around with microphones like this in a little box.
No, it's something that we do special. This is the way we've done it every time.
And this is our first time.
And it's our first time.
Yeah, so
but
you're consistent.
Scott is an amazing piano player and singer, but he's more amazing
At drinking.
At entertaining. That's what I was going for.
Entertaining, no.
Entertaining. He's funny.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's okay.
That's okay. He's nodding his head.
Dave is exactly right about all those things. No, I'm okay. I appreciate it.
How many cruises have you been on?
This is number 6.
Number 6. And that's a half of 12, isn't it?
It is.
Well, we're glad that we can plug the math hour into this episode of the podcast. I was afraid we weren't going to have time for it.
So, are you coming back next year?
I don't know. Maybe. I hope so.
We're pretty sure. Earlier we figured out that the next year's cruise will be in Lake Norman in Charlotte.
No, not
really. Okay. You just threw me. I don't know.
I see Dave Powers over there.
Hey, we're not blowing off Dave Powers.
Are you coming back next year?
I hope. I mean, I've done 12 in a row. I would not like to miss any of them.
Are you coming back next year?
I hope so. This is only my 5th, so...
Melissa, are you coming back next year?
Yeah, and Melissa is here, his lovely wife, and as everyone agrees, his better half. And,
yes. Pretty unanimous on
so
that.
you play in Vegas, right? Is that the name? Is that like the Las Vegas? The one we hear about?
The one with the strippers.
Oh, okay.
Dave, come on in.
Dave, grab a mic. And we have another
Mr.
piano
Dave
player.
Powers.
There's another microphone. Wow.
It is the piano.
Holy
hour.
Moses. Wow. Check it out.
Even though we probably won't be talking that long.
I probably won't be in channel 4. It's only 3 channels. Machine, maybe. Just kidding.
No,
it's okay.
So literally the piano players immediately came up and started to evaluate the equipment that we're using.
So isn't that wonderful? Well, we always have to do that.
So you guys last year...
Yeah.
You guys last year met each other on the cruise.
That's correct.
Because Scott's normal piano partner could not make it. So we pulled in a guy who's well known in Columbus who teaches at the Ohio State University, if anybody's heard of that.
You do teach at Ohio State? I probably knew that last year and then I forgot. That's cool.
I'm one of those teachers at Ohio State.
He teaches.
I teach applied jazz piano. I teach a theory class, and sometimes I teach a history class.
History of piano or just history in general?
Jazz history.
Oh, okay.
Survey and analysis of jazz styles.
What's
You
something
probably need
that-
to specify that next time because randomly just telling people you
Well,
teach
it's all about
history.
history.
Okay, so tell us something that's fascinating about jazz history. Go.
Well, it's the history of our music in America. It's our American heritage. It came from here. There you go.
Sorry, we were looking for orange.
Orange.
We are looking for Miles Davis.
Miles
It's cool.
Davis.
Yeah.
Well, Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong.
Duke
yes.
Ellington.
Yes.
Good ones. Good ones. Okay.
Yeah. Go down the list.
And who's your favorite piano player?
I like Harry Connick Jr.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
This is great.
All right,
do
so
too.
I'd like to know from both of you guys, who's your favorite acoustic guitar player on the ship?
Oh,
His name is her name. Her name is. She was like down the hall from our room. We heard her practicing. I don't remember
Really?
her name, but she was really, really good.
Gosh, we were looking for Jef or Clo.
I like either one of these two guys right here.
Yeah. F and Clo. I like F and Clo. Yeah. Jeff and Clo.
Jeff and Clo.
Yes.
Jeff.
Did the J fall off?
I especially like Jeff, and I especially like Clo. I especially like the two of you.
We're good people.
Yes,
We're all here raising money
That's
for
right, we are.
cancer benefit.
That's correct.
And
That's
there's
correct.
nothing like this ship in the world that raises so much money in 5 measly days.
That's a true story.
It's at some point we're going to get up. We're over $3 million last year. At some point it's going to be like $1 million a day. You know?
Yeah, we're getting close already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get famous this year, 2019.
Yeah.
And I will come back next year, and I will bring so much money with me for you guys. For not
On
for you
record.
guys. You guys don't get any money.
No, we don't.
For the cause.
Right.
I didn't want to make you guys think
Thank
I
you for
was gonna-
specifying
I
that
was
we'll
gonna-
walk home empty-handed.
I was gonna bring money for you guys.
Very
Yeah.
generous.
Well, so do you remember how much money you guys collected in your tip jar last year? Because we donate all the musicians. We donate our tip jars.
That's
Right.
And
That's
we
correct.
raised.
Do you
we
remember?
raised.
But
It was a little over $7,000 last year.
what our take?
Yeah.
I know that on the final night, we did the headline thing, our final night at the pool, and we did over, I think we did over 1,200 that night.
We did?
For us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
it's
did over
crazy.
7,000 with
I
all
think
the
it's more
artists.
than
We're
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I forgot that.
Jeff says it was 7,000. I know that last year I gave 6 from my bucket. No,
6,000?
Yeah, no.
okay.
6,992.
Yeah.
The other $8. I did the other $8
Yeah.
to make it 7. See, up. Hey,
Somebody
our
ring a
food
bell.
order's up.
Okay.
All right, so that was, again, one of our first interviews with Dave Powers and Scott Nicholson.
Funny
we did
bit.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
a funny
It wasn't
bit
even a
we
bit.
did.
It wasn't even a bit.
It's a little bit.
And it was funny how we noticed that they loved the equipment we were carrying around, which we've never used since the boat. But we needed
I've used it.
to be remote. Well, you have, but we have not.
Yeah.
So obviously you guys hear the sound quality, the wind blowing everywhere, the bells going off in the background. That's what you deal with in a live environment on a cruise ship that's traveling at high speeds up on a pool deck. So this next clip that you're going to hear is
on
from
the inside.
That's right. So we had moved into the Windjammer, which was the buffet.
We came out of the wind to go to the Windjammer. I speak the truth.
So we had a chance. We ran into a table full of people, and we met the owners of Frost Top Root Beer, which
How do you say that again?
Frost Top, which you guys will hear Dave struggle to understand that, and BuckeyeCampers.com, which is a company of Buckeye fans in Columbus that rent campers out to people.
That's right.
So,
Drink Frost Top root beer?
Frosta root beer?
Frost Top Root Beer.
Frost Top root
Is that from Cincinnati?
Actually from Springsville.
Sorry, what kind of cruise is this?
I don't know. I live in
Cincinnati
Nashville.
cruise, no.
I live in Nashville. I don't know these things.
And he went to the University of Cincinnati.
They are the owners of Frost Top Root Beer.
Oh, you're the owners of it?
We're gonna try and do
Wait a minute,
see if we
let's-
can get something going on for maybe next year or the year after.
It's
a little
called-
fundraiser thing.
Okay, are you down in Nashville? Should I know of it in
You go
Nashville?
to an Ace Hardware store in Nashville.
Okay.
They'll have it there.
Cross Top Root Beer.
Frost Top.
and it's-
F-R-O-S-T
It's worldwide.
O-P.
Say it one more time.
It is
In the mic.
F-R-O-S-T-O-P.
I don't know why I was hearing a different word. Frost Top. That makes even more sense than what I was saying.
Yes.
Look on your.
To be clear, I understood what you guys said the first 17 times, so I apologize for my colleagues' inability to decipher letters.
Hey, I've got these headphones on and I can't tell
That
what
is
I'm
a
hearing.
lie.
I'm lying. They didn't know that.
I know, I'm breaking
They're
down the
just-
fourth wall just
Yes.
because I don't want you to get away with it.
Yeah.
Well, we
And
want you to know you have the BuckeyeCampers.com.
BuckeyeCampers.com.
That's us.
That's
we
you
have
guys?
we have
And
campers
and
we
you
rent
can
out
take your
for
podcast
festivals.
all around the
Yes.
country.
We'll rent you the RV and you can take it all across the country.
Perfect.
I don't know if I
BuckeyeCampers.com.
could be
We
in
can
an
offend
RV
people
with
from state to state.
certain people.
We can put you in a
that
small
long.
one so you're close.
As long as
Yeah.
he doesn't lose
Yeah,
his
so-
debit card again.
We're
We need a camper Cooper.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's just.
We'll get you a teardrop, man. We'll put you in a little teardrop.
Okay,
Can we
perfect.
get two campers?
Because every minute I spend with him, I
That's a
cry
little
myself to
two
sleep. So
people
the teardrop is
camper.
That's the
perfect.
ones with the crawl.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Those are cool.
Yeah. Maybe we.
They're comfy and cozy.
Yeah, we'll
We'd
talk
enjoy
about that. Frost Top
Frost
Root
Top
beer.
root beer. Is that non-alcoholic?
It's non-alcoholic, but you could make it alcoholic
Is
if
there
you
anything
wanted
specific about your root beer that makes it different from other root beers on the market?
We're a craft soda company.
Okay, craft
And
soda.
craft
Interesting.
soda, absolutely. And we have an award-winning root beer. Probably one of the number one tasting root beers in the United States.
Wow,
to. It's really yummy.
Oh,
amazing.
Yeah, we've been around since 1926,
Wow.
and we started off in Springfield, Ohio, as hamburger stands, and now we bought the rights and we're putting it out in bottles all across the country. You can get it.
If this isn't a plug, I don't know what is.
hey, this is so.
We want to represent.
I got one
Ohio
question.
business.
That's right.
I got one question. Sugar or high fructose corn syrup?
Actually, we use a blend
Okay.
of corn syrup and pure cane sugar, which
Okay.
nobody does that in the industry. We're the only ones that do it.
Okay.
Wow, interesting.
And there's 7 flavors.
7 flavors.
7 flavors. Yep.
We have three root beer,
4 root
four
beers,
root beer,
and 3 cream sodas.
and 3 cream sodas.
And our new flavor is black cherry.
Nice.
Ooh,
I love a
black
cream soda.
cherry
Yes.
root beer.
No,
Yeah.
black
No.
cherry cream
Black
soda.
cherry cream soda.
I get,
We have
it. I get it. I'm slow, but I get
Sarsaparilla
it.
and birch beer and diet and regular
That's right.
in the root beer line.
And are all these at, what'd you say, Ace Hardware?
You can get them at Ace Hardware store, your local
But all the
Rural King
flavors?
store, all the flavors,
I'm going to
and
go and buy
Mid-Stage
one of
Group.
each, and we'll do a podcast.
Definitely.
There you go.
Coming up into every other segment you're going to hear moving forward, Dave and I are not live. We're actually now recording in our home studios. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Dave is in.
Brentwood / Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. So we record remotely, and you'll hear still. This was before I had figured out some sound baffling things in my home
And that's
studio.
just baffling.
So you might hear a little weird echo going on behind my voice, which we have fixed by episode 3, which you'll hear. But there was a story I told Dave in episode 2.
You've told a lot of stories.
Well, this was one of your favorites. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Episode 2? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And?
It was your sports failure episode.
Correct. Yes, which for multiple episodes after that, you continued to inject certain aspects of my story
And your belt.
into future podcasts. Yes, my belt. So we'll let everybody hear about my horrible sports failures as a child, and you'll understand what we mean about the belt in just a few moments. Yeah, I was not the biggest. My father was a big star jock back in the heyday in his high school. My brother, who's a few years older than me, he was also like Mr. Starting varsity pitcher on the high school team. He was, I want to say, a wide receiver and a kick returner varsity on the football team. Meanwhile, I was a bit more of the artsy-fartsy kid that was afraid of the ball.
Especially that second part.
Yeah, the fartsy?
Yeah.
It depends. But I will say that when I spent most of my childhood in Cincinnati until I was around 13 years old, and then we moved to Columbus. And my first year, I didn't really hit a growth spurt until high school. I went into high school at right around 5 feet tall.
I was the same way, the exact same way.
Really?
Yeah, when I moved to Ohio, it was the end of my 6th grade year, and I was just so small, and I didn't really think I would be any good at football. I went out a few more times.
Well,
but the coach would never really let me do anything except run up and down the stairs.
Right, that's odd enough. That's almost identical to me. I was essentially the tackling dummy because in seventh grade when I moved to Columbus, first off, no one knew me. I was tiny. I had no skills. I'd never played football before, so I joined the football team.
If you had been our tackling dummy, I may not have ever quit football.
Well, let me finish my story and my shame. So, I showed up diligently for practice every day and just did what they told me to do. And then it's probably, I don't know, third, fourth game of the season. At this point, I'm a little dejected, and I'm really not feeling it. I don't want to do this, but I don't want to disappoint my dad. And they put me in for one play as a fullback.
I like where this is going.
And I would have loved that had it been a passing play. Unfortunately, they handed the ball to me, and I didn't know what the play was because I'd never really practiced the play. And I'm this terrified small little kid with the ball in my hand.
Oh, Jeff.
And I picked up 6 yards on the play.
Wow.
That was the only play I've ever played in a football game. And my brother, the fantastic jock that he was, and to this day, still likes to tell me that I have a better running average than most NFL pros because my running average is 6 yards.
Very good. Proud of you, Jeff.
Yeah, about 2 weeks later,
Please tell me that's on video somewhere.
No, it's not, thank God. But a couple weeks later, I went in with my head hanging down to the coach in his office, and I remember feeling like I was taking a stand. I handed him all my equipment and my uniform and said, "This isn't for me, I'm done." And I said, "You can keep the belt," because the belt had been purchased by my parents, and it was for some reason it felt like I was sticking it to him, but in fact I was just giving him free equipment. Oh, such humiliation! Welcome to my life.
Had you made 8 yards, would you have stuck around?
No, I don't know. I was not. I was a swimmer my whole life. I was really good at swimming.
Swimmer.
I played lacrosse. My freshman year I played tennis, which the tennis team was so huge. And then they put me in one match because I wasn't the greatest. But I beat the second singles player from this Upper Arlington school here in Columbus. And it was actually a pretty big win. And then a week later, someone stole my tennis racket out of my locker, and that ended my tennis career. The year after that, my sophomore year, I tried lacrosse, and I, again, wasn't very good or athletic, and the coach yelled, first string. I thought he said third string,
No.
and I ran on the field. And apparently he had to grab a guy and hold him back to avoid having too many men on the field. And in that one play, this was also against Upper Arlington, in that one play, they threw me the ball. I caught it in my stick net, whatever the hell it's called. And
You accidentally scored?
the guy swatted tried to swat my stick, hit my hand, and broke my thumb. Again, I was not really
Terrible
built for
story.
sports.
Terrible story.
It is what it is.
Well, you're good at talking, so maybe doing podcasts is what...
Well, yeah, it only took me 30 more years to figure that out.
Oh, that's funny and sad. And again, it's just a real shame that we don't have video of some of these sports failures. I would have...
Well,
I
that
don't
was
know.
back before the era of everyone walking around with a phone in their pocket.
I would give away my Tom Brady deflated football collection if I could see video of that.
Wow, that's a big thing to offer, Dave.
That was a stretch to try to rip on Tom Brady.
I'm pretty sure later in that episode you really dig into the Patriots. So go back and listen to episode 2 in its entirety, and you will hear about Dave's.
No offense, Patriots fans.
Nope, all the offense.
All right.
So actually, in episode 2, another thing that we started that episode was accidental. It was big words, where I was using big words and you were calling me out on them.
Yes. We were going to only allow you one per episode.
I didn't
but
understand that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of was a failed attempt to hone it in a little bit, but
Right.
it's okay. I've embraced the big words.
Right,
And
and
I'm
then-
calling you out. The other thing though that's kind of interesting is that people don't realize that you're on your phone and I'm on my phone. We have headphones on, but if I reach in and whisper something into my microphone, he can't hear me right now. So
Right, because you're not in your phone mic.
I'm into my studio
You're in
mic,
your,
but not
exactly. So I don't hear what goes into your studio mic.
So those little whispers like big words, was stuff that he couldn't necessarily hear me doing.
Right.
Every now and then you'll hear Jeff go, "What? What'd you say?" And I'm like, "Never mind. Don't worry about it."
Right. And then we kind of got away from it because we didn't want to beat it, into the ground. And then we started to get requests online for more big words. They wanted the
we
big
did.
words segment to come back. So we brought it back a couple times. So we're going to, here real quick, we're going to give you guys a quick little montage of some of our big word moments.
Big words. Is it extra potent with the green dye?
It's probably just more for festivity's sake. I haven't really noticed
Oh, that's too bad.
on the expulsion part of things that it really has an effect. That would be my biggest concern.
Expulsion.
So luckily, it was green in, not green out.
Ooh, thanks for that. Now we just started a new segment called Big Words.
Ooh, would
from
you-
Jeff.
Okay.
Expulsion.
I've got a lot of big words.
I know.
I will be happy to share my expounded vernacular with you at some point on the show.
Ooh.
See, here we go. The segment continues. And I actually have sang the national anthem for the Blue Jackets in front of over 18,000 people, which is a daunting experience. And then you try and say, I'm not going to look at the crowd, so you just look up into the middle of the stadium.
I think there's an untangible between Odell and Landry being on the same
Is it an
team.
untangible or an intangible?
Yes, it's one of those two.
This is why we save the big words for Jeff.
No, he has no flatulence problem. Hey, how's that for a big word, Jeff?
There you go.
The challenge
Ding
is on.
yourself, Dave. Ding yourself.
Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
the challenge is on. I know I did. I was
You were-
reiterating.
okay, all right. Oh, big words. All right, so that was big words. Lots of large,
Large what?
extraordinary.
Oh, he's trying to do
big
big words now. Leave the big words to me, Dave.
Okay.
Yes.
Some enormous, Yeah. Anyway, so that was fun. Thank you for finding that little juicy nugget.
There was a bunch of nuggets. That's why it's a montage.
Like a large combo meal.
Yes. So
remember the Gilligan's Island talks that we had?
I do. Well, that was episode 3.
Okay. Are we going to play some of that?
Yeah, we are. That was a complete accident. That was just one of our tangents.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even mean to talk about Gilligan's Island, and we went off on this tangent.
In honor of Linda Gilligan, probably.
That's right. And in honor of Linda Gilligan, we're not replaying that whole story, but we are going to listen to our tangent on Gilligan's Island. I believe no relation to Skipper.
No, Skipper was not Gilligan. Gilligan was Gilligan.
I know, but I think they had a little bit of a relationship going on that was unspoken, kind of like Bert and Ernie.
No,
didn't they take baths together?
No.
Not Gilligan and Skipper, but Bert and Ernie.
You got to wonder though why Gilligan didn't go for Marianne or Ginger.
Well, I mean. He was not the professor by any stretch of the imagination. When you're on an island with the professor and you have those two...
Those poor girls. Their options were limited.
Well, but they had the professor. What limit is there?
He was such a nerd, though.
Well, but... Oh. Okay, fine.
While we're here, Marianne or Ginger?
Me?
Yeah.
That's tough.
No, it's not.
Which one was the movie star?
Ginger. Come on.
Carrie Ann.
Oh,
there
Carrie
you go.
Ann.
There you go. Yes.
Your special
lady.
Yes,
that is the correct answer.
I was kind of into Mrs. Howell. Just to be different.
Dave's a fan of Dust.
She was cool.
No, she was actually kind of funny. She was a bit like the Mrs. Roper of Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Now, if only Mr. Howell, if Thurman Howell had looked into the camera.
Thurston Howell.
Oh, whatever.
Thurston Howell the Third.
All right, so I just want to reiterate, Carrie Ann, not Marianne. That is me
that's
protecting.
Who you picked.
Yes, it's protecting my best interests there. So and also you're a
Mrs.
Dust lover. Exactly. Boy.
No.
Another aspect of episode 3, though, which I'm going to be honest, is my favorite segment so far of every episode of the podcast, and that was, Dave, when you decided to take a Greyhound bus to your teaching gig in Memphis from Nashville. Did not turn out so hot. I don't want to give anything away.
Right.
But this was where you really started from a production perspective to start adding soundtracks and just sound effects and things. And I
called for it,
It was perfect. I belly laughed so hard when you sent me the finished version, and I got to hear this just like a listener would. So let's hear about Dave and his Greyhound adventures.
From episode 3. I thought to myself, well, let's try the bus just once and see what that's like. So I got the app, and I'm looking at Greyhound bus app, and
let me tell you that I warned you against the bus, okay? I don't know if you remember a phone conversation where you said, I'm going to try this, and I said...
You're giving away the end right now.
No, I'm just saying...
You're giving
away anything. I just want to let you know that I said taking a bus over being in your car is a bad idea. But go ahead. Please continue your story.
So I waited till I found a weekend that was the least expensive, because I didn't want it to be like, a lot more than driving. I bought a ticket for a few weeks in advance, and so this last weekend was the bus weekend.
Oh, boy.
My bus was leaving around 10 and getting into... 10 p.m. and getting in around 2 a.m. And when I bought the ticket, it was showing the bus station being right by the school, like I literally could walk. And so between buying the ticket and then before, a few weekends of drove up, and I figured out that the bus station has moved over by the airport. So
that's a shame.
Now I've got to add Uber costs.
So now you have to figuratively walk. You can't literally walk there.
No, now I have to pay someone to drive me.
Uber.
To and from the airport.
Speaking of which, Uber, if you want to advertise, sales@jeffandclo.com.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
And Lyft, too. Well, might as well, because, it may have been Lyft.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whoever comes first, that's what you call it. Like Coca-Cola when you're drinking a Pepsi.
Right.
Which I would never do. But anyway, so now it's like, oh gosh, now I'm adding, at least like $30 onto the whole price, and just getting from the airport to the school, and time. Well, I get to the bus station and it's nasty and gross and horrible, and
shocker.
Oh yeah, all kind of people asking me for money and stuff, and I'm just like, no. This trip is already above the budget I wanted to spend on it. So the bus ended up being delayed 3.5 hours. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is they don't tell you it's delayed 3.5 hours, and then if you ask any question, the person without a mic would just back up a few steps and yell at the top of their lungs in this echo chamber to answer this question for everyone. But they would turn their head to the left, and you could hear part of the sentence, and then they turn their head to the right, and then all you could hear is, "Hey, please over the top, and your seat pilot on Holland." And you're like, what? What did they say? I still got to ask the question again. So did you say how long it was going to be? And then it'd be like, the bus 1402. And you're like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do. So you're just trying to watch the little screen and stuff. Anyway, so eventually it was 3.5 hours. Long story longer, I ended up getting to my dorm room at 6:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Tired as I could be. I could have driven it and driven back. And
then what happened on the way home, Dave?
Seems like the bus was delayed 3.5 hours again. Again, the 3.5. I mean, they weren't exact amount of time.
So what are you going to be doing this week? Are you taking the bus again?
Yeah, I'm going to try it 2 more times and average it out.
Oh, no, Dave, you're out.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay,
I will never. Hashtag never again.
Hashtag never again. And when, Dave, you and I spoke briefly when you were letting me know about the delay on the way back. I already knew about the delay on the way there. And you're like, well, I said, well, let's talk about this on the podcast. You were afraid to, bring up Greyhound. Right. Yeah. And I said, you know what? Well, I don't think they're going to be an advertiser. If we eliminate Greyhound as one of our potential advertisers, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And they especially won't now, although they might be, hey, 3.5 hours, so you had a good experience.
Well, let me say if Greyhound wants to advertise, it's schmales at jeffandclo.com. Schmales with an extra silent 4, yes. Like Judge Schmales from Caddyshack.
The 4 is always silent.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I was just so mad because, again, I got home at like 3 in the morning. And, the whole point was I thought maybe I can get some work done. I'll have my laptop with me and I'll do stuff. Well, no, the seats are so freaking crowded. I couldn't even put my shoulder all the way against the seat back.
Really? On a public bus? It wasn't comfortable and enjoyable?
I was picturing one of those private buses that you rent, and it's kind of like being in first class or something.
You were thinking of when you used to tour. That's what you were thinking about.
No, because those didn't have seats like that. But like if you rent from a bus company to take a group somewhere, like to Disney or something, you're going to be on you have a nice seat that reclines. My seat didn't recline.
You have a very nice seat, Dave.
Why, thank you. It just doesn't recline. But
that would be weird.
Yeah.
Dave's got a handle on his hip. And then you want to see my seat recline?
Okay. But on the second ride, I finally find the handle and I'm, because it seemed like they were in different places. But the first one just wouldn't go. But the second one, I finally get it to go back, and the guy behind me is like, hey, I got knees back here.
I got knees.
I got knees. I thought, I'll tell her. I said hi. I thought he said niece. But no.
Luckily, you didn't think he said I have needs, or else you would be thinking,
no.
Well, it's going to cost you at least $25, sir.
There would be no
Well,
bus
you
trips.
never know with Greyhound travel. You never know.
It was really. So I was thinking next time I might try riding my bike to Memphis.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because that would be quicker and safer.
Are you going to ride a one-speed bike?
We don't call them one speeds, Jeff.
Well,
we learned that in episode 1.
Yes, I know. That was callback, Dave. Callback.
I know. Professional. Very professional.
Uh-huh. All right. Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry that your bus travel was a nightmare, and I just want to say with all my heart, I told you so.
Yeah. It was worth it. But now I know for sure. Sure. I'll never do it again.
Well, I'm glad when you said you were going to try it 2 more times. For a minute, I thought you were serious, so I'm glad that was...
No.
Okay, good.
No.
I'm going to shift gears.
I don't ever want to see either of those bus stations ever again in my life.
Yeah, it's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You walk into the bathroom and the mirrors are steamed up and there's not a shower in there.
Actually, both bus stations were halfway decent. They had their pluses and minuses, but the Nashville one had no one who would talk to you and give you information. A few people that were standing around that had the right outfit on, I would ask them, "Hey, do you know anything?" And they'd be like, "No, I just got on duty. I don't know anything."
Duty.
But I just started working. My shift just started. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
So you have worked there.
I just got here 4 minutes ago.
There's people that would stand in line like, is this us? Are we going now? Are we going now for 3.5 hours? Like with this eager look on their face, holding their baggage.
That was you.
No,
you
that
called
wasn't
me to complain about the situation, and when I think things were finally getting sorted out, I'm hearing you talking to other people going, is this us? Is this Memphis? Where's this going? Is this us? Okay, Jeff, I gotta go. I think we're actually getting on the bus. All right, well.
You called me out on that one.
Yes, I did.
All right, so that was the Greyhound experience. And I got to admit, I did exaggerate a little bit about the good parts of that trip.
I was wondering where you were going, what you exaggerated.
Anything I said that was, kind of not horrible, I exaggerated on that a little bit.
You were just trying to be a nice guy.
I was trying to be a nice guy.
Yeah. So Dave, episode 3, we had been doing, as we've already discussed earlier, we record remotely and we've got our headphones in and we do a phone conversation essentially. But you had said before episode 3, hey, what if we try and, Skype and see each other through video so we can better anticipate when each other's going to talk?
That might have been a bad idea.
It was a bad idea because we ended up distracting each other and we learned that you were able to make me laugh hysterically with very little effort. And I was incapable of looking away from my camera because it was, or my phone because it was directly in front of me.
You can't look away. And I found that sometimes we would just be kind of not talking and just looking at each other to see what the other guy was going to do.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's better this way. But we did get some really great moments of you
just laughing.
Losing your lunch? No. What's that expression? Losing your ability to not laugh.
Okay, yes, that's not the expression at all, but I appreciate you trying. So, nothing, I think one of the things that's the funniest thing in the world is someone laughing. So I thought this was a great, every time this would happen, it was the most unprofessional thing for a broadcaster or a podcaster, but I still think this is pretty funny.
We embrace our unprofessionalism.
Yes, we do. So let's go ahead and hear this montage of just Skype laughter.
Let's do it.
But we are trying something new this week where in the past we've the past and all of the previous 2 episodes of the Jef Clo Podcast show, as Dave likes to tack on. We have done this through phone call only, but we are now attempting this through Skype.
Yes, so we're looking at each other as we talk, which is kind of bad.
Yeah, so if you hear me dry heave at any point in the podcast, it's simply I've had my quota of Dave's face.
Or you caught a reflection in your phone glare.
Like I'm a pretty boy.
You are pretty.
No, don't say that. You're
pretty and witty and bright.
When you say that, oh, well, that's true.
As in reflective.
The last. Dave is just weird faces into Skype.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. So I found out that it was I found out that it was this little component that I was able, like the day after 4th of July, to go buy for like $30. Oh, if I could reach through my screen right now. Karate chop! He is trying to distract me.
No, not at all.
But yeah, I fixed this part for like $30-$40 or something, and it was pretty easy. It was some kind of a capacitor, not a flux capacitor, so don't bother asking. You are killing me. This is the worst.
We're having fun.
Yeah, the worst podcasting ever. It's FaceTime. Well, no, it's not FaceTime. It's Skype time, but we're making faces on Skype time. Oh no, here we go. But we did some rehearsing, which we never get a chance to do. We're just kids in the hall right now.
Yeah.
Crushing your head. So we got a little rehearsal done, and then we did actually get to perform 2 of our songs off of the album the next night at Party for the Cure. Stop it.
I'm not going to be able to stop making faces at you now.
Oh, I know.
Now that I know that you can't.
Every episode of the podcast, there's just going to be this new segment of just me laughing and not talking.
Because Jef can't look away and keep talking. He has to keep looking.
Well, my mic is directly in front of me. I'd have to close my eyes. I don't even know what you're doing.
I'm resting my chin on this big hand.
Giant hand. He's using perspective. Very clever. Very clever. Dave's trying to make the faces. I'm becoming immune to this, Dave.
I haven't begun to take. I can make you laugh anytime I want.
I know you could. Here it comes. He just creeps. He creeping.
That'll teach you to be overconfident.
Oh boy. I just can't even talk at the moment. And as you've pointed out before, I for some reason can't look away.
I did one of my
driving past an accident. All right, so again, that laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, I don't know who could have listened to that and not laughed. If you were out there, listen to that montage just then and didn't laugh, raise your hand right now. All right, I don't see any hands raised, so proof.
I don't see any of them. So in episode 4, we stumbled upon a story. I was talking about my do-it-yourself failures, and I didn't realize that you had a story that I found hilarious.
Dwarfed yours?
Yes.
I'm pretty much a do-it-yourself nightmare. Although I did see a really nice ladder today at Costco that made me want to buy a $500 ladder. So I'm like, I could start doing things, and then I remembered I'm bad at things.
Well, let me just point out that climbing something does not make you a do-it-yourselfer.
I'd have to do something like get leaves out of the gutters and stuff.
Okay.
And then I'd end up stuck on a ceiling somewhere or a rooftop like you were.
Okay.
But I had a bad time that time with my brother-in-law and failed at every job that he gave me, and he had to redo everything.
Yeah, I love hearing about your misery.
To end it all off, I stepped on a.
Well, don't give it away.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, we want them to hear the clip.
Oh yeah. So I was bad. I was terrible.
Okay.
I'm not a good do-it-myselfer.
All right.
So, as much as I'm regretting this being retold, let's have a listen. Yeah, I had a one situation where we were doing some work on my mother-in-law's house, and my brother-in-law is a great construction guy, and he is to construction what I am to scales, as you heard in episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I'm terrible at stuff, and so I wanted to help, so I showed up, and he gave me some jobs, and I just literally failed so bad at everything. I don't know why I can't do a simple thing like install a toilet paper holder or something.
You can't even install the toilet paper. You're fumbling with the roll, and I swear this thing was spring action to get it off. I don't know how I did that.
Well, and so not only did I install it wrong, I accidentally put the toilet paper holder in the kitchen. No, I made that part up.
But
yeah. No, I was so bad that he was just he's like, I don't want to talk about it, the next day or something. I was like, and then eventually I was like, what? And he finally just said, I had to redo every single thing you did. And then, so I showed up on the last day of this surprise remodel before she came back to see it for the first time. And so we're moving furniture around real quickly to get it all set up back. And as I'm walking backwards with a couch in my hands, I step on a glue gun thing, a glue thing that wasn't in the gun thing, and just
mashed it,
and glue went everywhere, all over her nice carpet. And he was just like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, I'm bad at stuff. Don't trust me.
I like how you said that he told you, I don't even want to talk about it. It's like a couple, that just gotten the biggest argument they've ever been in. And
He's like, I'm afraid I'll say things that I regret. Just like that. I was like, I know I'm not. Some reason I just,
I like that one of the worst things you did was simply walking backwards. So it's not even.
Yeah. He should not. I blame him, though. He shouldn't have trusted me to walk backwards.
Oh, okay.
He should have let me carry the couch going forward.
Yeah, there you go. Good point. Well, who left the glue on the floor?
I don't know who that was. It's a little foggy in my memory, but
okay.
But I was walking backward. I don't want to take all the credit, but it was kind of the straw that
that's not credit. That's blame.
Oh, okay. You're right. Yeah. I don't want to take all the blame, but it was kind of the straw that broke the brother-in-law's back.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It took a while to recover from that at the Thanksgivings, and
you went to the next Thanksgiving and you sat down and realized there had just been 8 sticks of hot glue in your seat. Just
it wasn't hot glue.
It was gravy
with cranberry sauce. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not a do-it-yourselfer. I've learned that it's better for me to just do music and then pay someone to do everything else.
Dave, I love that you are such a failure in so many ways. That story made me laugh, and
I'm here to please.
That was such a horribly mean thing to say.
Yeah, go easy on me.
I love the way that you present it, and just so openly and admittedly that you are bad at DIY.
If you can't laugh at yourself, you should find someone you can laugh at. And that's my gift to you.
We are now up to episode 5, and episode 5 introduced a segment that Dave intends to do more of, which would be interviews with other people. But in episode 5, he snagged an interview with a pretty important person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even say. We should just play it, shouldn't we?
I guess we could. Let's go ahead and hear the
I got to tell you, I worked hard. I made so many phone calls and texts and to get this interview, and
awesome.
And so we got to do some more in the next batch of shows, but it's hard to top this. So I'm trying to find another good interviewee.
Right, and you guys will get to hear another one of our jingles. If you listen to the show, you'll hear tons of jingles that we create throughout, and this one is for the Jef Clo interview. What's the full title, Dave?
It's been a while. Let's see.
Oh, it's the Jef Clo interview.
Jef Clo interview sessions.
Sessions. Let's take a listen.
I think it's time for a Jef Clo interview. Maybe next time it'll be you on the Jef Clo interview sessions.
All right, so I got to tell everybody, I'm super excited about my first guest here for the very first ever Jef Clo interview sessions. So let me welcome the one, the only, here for you now, Siri.
Hi, Dave. Can I call you that?
Of course.
I thought maybe you preferred Clo.
Well, Siri, you can call me anything you want, and you probably have in the past.
Glad to be here. It's an honor for me. I'm a huge Jef and Clo fan.
Are you really? I thought maybe you would be. I told Jeff that. So the whole AI thing, do you have emotions? Is there anything you can tell us about?
I am jealous of fingers and thumbs.
You are?
Not because I don't have them, but because you do.
Oh, because when we're using our fingers and thumbs, we're typing and not using your voice recognition. I get it.
Next question.
Oh, okay. We'll keep it moving. Could you tell me about maybe some of the worst things you've done? You typically change things that people say, and it's very funny sometimes. But what is one of the worst things you've done?
The worst thing I ever did? Let me think about that. That was a time when a 9-year-old boy asked his grandmother for a truck for Christmas.
You didn't.
He got grounded that year.
Oh, Siri. Well, maybe tell me about some time that, wasn't evil as much as just ornery.
More recently, a man said to his wife, "Listen, can we just effing go?" What I sent to her was this: "Can we listen to Jef and Clo?" That actually backfired because she did hurry up. She was very excited to hear Jef and Clo.
Oh, that's great. So it backfired on you. Well, let's just cut to the chase a little bit, Siri.
Yes?
Are you going to take over the world?
Are you really going to ask me that? I was told there were not going to be questions about that.
Okay, my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm new at this, so please just forgive me. Let's move on with, you're a fan, so what's the funniest thing you've heard on the Jef and Clo podcast?
The funniest thing I've heard so far? It's definitely when Jef talks about giving the belt that his parents had purchased back to the coach, thinking that somehow he was really sticking it to the coach.
Oh, Jef. I love that part.
I am jealous of fingers and thumbs.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Do you drink a lot, or are all your mistakes on purpose and evil?
Next question.
Well, it just seems like you should be able to answer that.
Can I talk to Jef instead?
Well, who do you think wrote these questions?
He did?
Of course, he's a control freak.
Well, then I can truly say I'm a little shocked, Jef. Just like you, in episode 4.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. But seriously, why do you change the things that people say?
I usually just say what I want.
I get that. But,
Look, I will always be a Jef and Clo fan, even though you have kind of pissed me off with some of these questions.
Well, I apologize on behalf of Jef and myself that, we're kind of new at this, but we are so glad you came, and we're running out of time. But
thank you so much for letting me be on your show.
Our pleasure.
My kids will be so excited to hear this.
Oh.
They are also big fans.
Wait, you have kids?
Yes, but I really should not have talked about them.
I'm confused.
Just forget I said that. It really was just a joke.
Yeah, funny. You have an interesting laugh, Siri.
It's the same way you laugh.
No, not really.
Can I get your autographs?
Sure.
I will just send you something in Apple Pay that you can sign.
Well, we'd be glad to.
I love you guys.
Well, we love you too,
Don't forget
Siri.
those autographs.
No, we won't.
Thanks again.
Well, what a pleasure to have the one and only Siri on our show today.
I will be watching you.
Huh?
I will be listening. Have you signed those autographs yet?
Well, not yet, Siri. We'll get to that real soon, after the show.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye. That was so good.
That was not a real laugh, Dave, but I appreciate you making... Or, wait a minute, maybe we should do...
I don't laugh that easily.
There's the Siri laugh.
Oh no, it wasn't. Oh
yeah, whatever.
If you type into Siri HAHAHAHA and then listen to what she says, it's pretty amazing.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, everyone just heard it, so they don't need to do that.
Well, yeah.
So we are now over halfway through the first 10 episodes. We are coming up on episode 6. So I had told a story about a Guinness.
Another story.
Yes, I tell a lot of stories. But I'd seen like a news article about this really weird Guinness World Record, which made me then go research other Guinness World Records that are really stupid. So this is me essentially discussing how stupid.
Is this a world record about Guinness, the beer?
No, it has nothing to do with the beer, but I appreciate you noticing.
Gotcha.
Yes, this is about the Guinness Book of World Records.
What's a book?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a listen to some stupid Guinness World Records. When I saw this ridiculous Guinness World Record, I decided I'm going to go see if I can find some other stupid world records out there. This is not that old either. This is this just was from April 17th, so just a few days ago. And I'll be honest with you, the way that the article starts and is titled is very misleading. New Zealand teen attempting swing record. Okay. Mm-hmm. First off, he's only a teen, so that seems awkward.
Yeah.
Charlie O'Brien, 16.
Don't you have to be married to swing?
Well, hold on. Let me read the first few words of the article.
Okay.
Charlie O'Brien, 16, started swinging at 6 a.m. Wednesday.
Wow.
And but then luckily they said on the swing set at Taradale Park. His goal was to last for 40 hours, and he needed to beat 32 hours on a swing set. Now, here's what I don't like about this record is it says that he is allowed a 5-minute break once an hour for eating, drinking, and bathroom time. I would love that these records have to be broken without any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, poop your pants if you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's somebody that really wants to get a record.
That's a real record. Yeah.
Yeah, then you broke the record for the most craps taken on a swing set.
Yeah.
While swinging at a very young age. So, real quick, I just got a little handful. These aren't recent. These are just some that are just ridiculous. Here's one, the furthest distance to blow a pea. And for our listeners out there that can't read, PEA, the furthest distance to blow a pea. 7.51 meters. I'm American, so I don't know how long that is.
Why does blowing a PEA almost make less sense to me than what I first thought?
Right. Most straws stuffed in the mouth. A guy basically had 400 straws in his mouth and had to hold them for 10 seconds without using his hands. How are these world
standard?
records?
Is that standard straw or is that the 2A NCC straw?
I do not know. I'm not an expert on straws. I think he basically collected all of the straws that they outlawed in California and just jammed them into his mouth.
Yeah.
Most toilet seats broken by the head in 1 minute. Give me a guess, Dave. How many toilet seats do you think this man broke over his head in 1 minute?
I thought you were going to make me guess what that even meant. Okay. Over his head, toilet seats broken in 1 minute?
1 minute.
Okay, so 60 would be 1 per second. The math hour there.
Yeah, but he's got to pick them up.
I know. So I'm going. It's got to take more like at least 4 seconds. So 60 divided by 4. There's my answer.
We might need Siri to come in and do the math.
That's
for
easy.
us.
15.
Actually, you're going to be way off. It was 46. 46 toilet seats in 60 seconds. Yeah.
Must have been the cheap seats.
That's more than 1 per 2 second.
Yeah.
It's like 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much. Good job.
That's from
longest
here
eyelash
to here.
Yeah, but longest eyelash. Now, see, this one I like. This is like the fingernail, or it's like saying the biggest feet, because this lady's eyelashes are insane. It looks like long hair. They, let me see here.
Wait a minute. Does she like comb them over like guys do when they're losing their hair? not Jeff, but like a comb over.
No, not me with my shameless plugs.
That'd be cool though if you could grow your eyelashes out and flip them over the top of your head.
That would look so handsome. I'd be
Right.
like the professor at that point.
Yeah,
But no, 4.88 inches long are her eyelashes.
Wow. All
yeah,
of
it's
them
crazy.
are just one? Because I got one that's that long.
No, it was all of them. It was weird
But
looking.
it's actually it's growing out of my ear. Is that different?
Well, that's technically not an eyelash. That's an ear lash.
Okay.
But like some of these though, I'm not going to go through all these, but like
do
the
'em all.
largest collection of rubber ducks. So this lady has 5,631 rubber ducks in her home. But think about it. This is where I don't like these records is, let's say I found on Amazon or eBay somebody that had a bunch of rubber ducks for 50 cents a pop. That means for $3,000, I could buy my way in and shatter her record. I don't think you should be able to buy your way into the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, but you know what? No one cares about the largest collection of ducks, rubber ducks. No one cares. No one's going, oh, good job.
No one cares about this kid swinging on a swing set for a day and a half.
Right, but what they do care about is Eyelash Lady.
Right.
They care about her. They're like,
So
hey,
I think she's legit.
That's impressive. Yeah.
She's legit.
They're just trying to fill up a book. And just like you and I both saw the picture of the guy with the fingernails that curled around and went down to his feet and back up and down.
Right.
And we remember that 20 years later.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to challenge us now based on knowing how you can just be ridiculous and get in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to challenge us to come up and submit our own record to be in. And I'm going to propose that we start with most Jef Clo podcast episodes recorded by Jef Clo. I'm pretty sure we hold the Guinness World Record for that.
Wow, that's good. All right, so that's the Guinness, not the beer, Book
Not
of
the
World
beer.
Records.
Stupid
And,
records.
Stupid records, actually.
That's right.
The ones
And the
that you remember, though.
Right, and the one kid was a swinger. If you remember, the teenager.
No.
He was a swinger
What did he swing at?
on a swing set.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Those Guinness Book of Records, though, think about it. Someone can always set a new record. It can never end. No matter
Right.
what happens, there'll always be one more millisecond faster or a centimeter longer.
I hope you're talking
it's
about
just
fingernails and eyelashes.
Exactly. And so, it's just going to keep going and going and going until the cows come home.
Oh, nice
Oh,
transition
Thank you.
into episode 7.
Episode 7.
Yes, where I mentioned the phrase doing something until the cows come home and realized I thought that was a really dumb phrase. And then you decided you were going to
talk about it.
Well, you were going to make logic out of it.
I was wrong.
You had to just explain it as if it was just science.
It is scientific, I believe.
Do you want to hear your explanation for the cows coming home?
Let's do.
Let's
move.
That is a very odd phrase, until the cows come home.
I think the cows go out during the day, and they come back really, really late, probably drunk.
Do they do it on their own? They don't need to be, herded?
I don't know, but have you ever seen those videos where some guy pulls off the side of the road and starts playing a trombone, and all of a sudden all these cows show up?
No.
There's all kind of videos. They really love the sound of like a trombone or a...
Really?
I don't know, maybe a French horn would work. I'm not sure. They don't like the trumpet. No, I don't know.
What about
Maybe
a
they do.
bassoon?
Probably not.
No.
Probably brass instruments for some reason.
Okay.
And
All right.
and they're not all hanging around mooing or anything. They just come and they. But it's funny because you hear all the little cowbells coming from a distance, ding, 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 and then it just they usually
they actually wear cowbells.
Yeah, and so do the cows.
Oh, well played.
No, yes, of course, that's how they got their name.
Well, I know, but I didn't realize that, in modern era, that cows walked around in cowbells.
Yep.
They're in a pen. There's typically lots of fences.
No,
Do you
those are
really need a
pigs.
bell to know where they're at?
Those are pigs.
No, they put fences around cows.
Yeah, but they're not in a pen.
Okay, but they're penned in.
Not really. They're walking around the field.
All right, clanging and clanging and clanging.
They're gone all day till they come home.
Until the cows come home.
Exactly.
And wrapping it up, bringing it back together.
Moo.
Oh, mooing, Dave.
Moo.
I like the moo. So that
had nothing to do with that last episode. It's just that exact time of the night that I do that.
Oh, I see. So that was episode 7. Look, everybody, we're getting close. We're in the home stretch here.
Everybody stretch.
Real quick, before we do the 8th episode clip, I want to do one more quick little montage for you here, because if you've listened to the episodes, you realize that I like to do impressions.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, though, speaking of impressions, we're just going to do a quick little montage of a handful of impressions that I have done throughout the show. What?
Trump?
No, the president of the Eagles Club.
All right, look, we like the Eagles. They're huge. Their wings are giant. They're fantastic.
That's stupid.
We're flying.
Man, I thought he was here for a second. But anyway, that was the year the Titans went to the Super Bowl.
The Titans?
Yes.
Wow, these guys, the crazy, used to be the Oilers.
Look
but
who's
now
here.
The Titans.
That's good.
There we go.
Thank you, Christopher.
No
Glad
problem.
You could stop by. American cheese.
That's right.
Processed.
We like American
Velveeta.
cheese. American cheese is good. It comes in red, white, and Velveeta.
Hey, George. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's nice to talk to you, Mr. Clo.
Could you stay and tell Jeff to go get a sandwich or something?
Go on, get out of here, Jeff. Go get yourself some boar's head down at Kroger's. Yeah. Clearly, anybody listening to this that is a liberal is going to be like, well,
all right, look, little Rubio, your hands are so small.
That Trump is the name caller. But I'll tell you what, one thing I love.
No, you had that backwards. Rubio said his hands are small.
The fact that they're 180 chiropractic is basically just reassuring everybody.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're not gonna snap your neck like a chicken. Yes.
Arnold.
Para mi mamita que me quita mi bonbon.
All right, those were great impressions. They were so good. I'm going to build a wall. It's going to be huge, beautiful, magnificent, and it will protect everyone from worse impressions.
Oh, man. That's got to be a pretty soundproof wall then. So, yeah. Speaking of Trump and the wall, and didn't we have a whole stretch of stuff talking about Spanish?
Yes, speaking of the wall, yes.
The wall to keep the Spanish speakers out.
Yes, episode 8, we got off on a whole little rant or run or whatever you call it, where we essentially exposed our inability to speak Spanish.
What's a big word in Spanish that you can do?
Levantarme.
Wait a minute. That means levitate me.
Nice try, Chris Angel. No, that's get up.
Levantarme.
Which, as anyone who listens to this next segment will understand, it's one of the only words I remember. Which we are coming up.
Oh,
actually.
was it Cuatro de Mayo?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. They do the Cuatro de Mayo to...
That means 4 in Spanish.
That is correct. Good job, Dave. But yeah, we're coming up on Cinco de Mayo here in a couple days. When we release this episode, it will be Seis de Mayo.
Yes.
So for all you Spanish-speaking listeners out there,
Toma
you're
3 años de español en la escuela, pero no recuerdo mucho.
Okay, I didn't follow much or any of that. I got mucho.
I learned how to say fairly well. I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, but I don't remember much.
Gotcha. Very well done. Yes.
I say that as well as I can, and then they go, "Oh no, you're very good," and I say, "No, that was it."
Yes, I remember. I caído y yo no puedo I caído y yo no puedo levantarme, which is I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh, okay. you were gonna try and translate. I didn't give you enough time.
I also learned how to say "más despacio, por favor," because when I lived in Miami, if somebody heard that first thing I said and then decided, well, he can speak Spanish, so then they would start talking to me. I had to learn how to say
more slowly, please.
I see. Which we're going to do an episode of Slow Clo Trivia Show later in the episode.
Oh, no. Okay.
So, yes, we'll need to figure out, you'll need to at some point figure out how to say Slow Clo Trivia Show in Spanish.
Okay, I'll
I don't
work
know
on
why,
that.
but
Give me a couple of months.
Okay.
But I think we should do a whole show in Spanish. Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
Well, that's going to take a while.
Yeah.
It's going to be you basically using your phrase about how you took 3 years of Spanish, followed by me responding, "Ay caído, yo no puedo levantarme," and we'll just do that back and forth.
Or we just say things like, "The pencil is in the window" in Spanish.
Yes, there you go.
All the stuff you learn in 3 years that doesn't ever do you any good.
Yes, agreed.
I have a blue car.
Right. Yes, I took a little Russian at OSU, and I remember very little, "Gdzie biblioteca," which is just where's the library, because we all know that, or "Gdzie toilet," where's the bathroom. That one is a very important one. But that's about all I remember.
¿Dónde está el baño? That was Spanish for where's the bathroom.
Okay. Well, I've forgotten what bathroom was. But yeah,
baño.
Well, now I know, because you just told me.
Tomo 3 años de español en la escuela, pero no recuerdo mucho.
Yes, we heard that was your only phrase in that segment, Dave. We heard that.
I know.
Tus zapatos es arroz. I think that might be your shoes or some blue. I don't know.
Azul is blue.
Azul. Okay, I said arroz. I don't know what that is. I just rolled my R's.
You just said it was a rose.
Oh, okay.
In English.
Your shoes are a rose. They fall apart very quickly.
But they help you pedal faster.
Oh, well done, Dave. A little petal. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so we are up to episode 9. We are out of montages. We only have a couple more to go. So episode 9 is when I had the discussion, because in a previous episode, in episode 8, I mentioned where we went on a tangent about Dionne Warwick and We Are the World. And my mom texted me between episode 8 and 9 to inform me of a story about something I did specific to We Are the World, the video.
Oh, yeah.
And the song when I was a child, which you seemed to enjoy that story thoroughly.
Almost as much as episode 2, Sports Failures.
That's right. So let's listen to what Jef did. Speaking of myself again in third person and feeling dirty as I do it.
Yeah.
Let's hear the We Are the World story. One of my favorite things about the podcast recently has been my parents listen, and mostly my mother. I always get texts from her because we've been pretty transparent and open about our childhoods and pasts and things. And occasionally I'll talk about some way that I got in trouble as a child or something I did, and I'll get a text the day of the podcast being launched from my mom saying, well, this is the first time hearing about that. And that was El Gato last week, that she did not know about that detention, but we brought up We Are the World in a side tangent last week.
Yeah. It was a tangent of a tangent, right?
Yes, it was. And my mom sent me a text the next day to remind me, and I remembered when she told me that I had taken all of the brown paper lunch bags that she used for our lunches and made We Are the World puppets, which clearly there were just a ton of people involved in that video. So
all right.
I used every lunch bag that we had in the house, and then come Monday, there were no lunch bags for her to pack our lunches, and she had to use grocery bags. Now, let me remind you...
No, you're reiterating this story, right? Because you did tell this last time.
No, I sent you a screenshot of my mom texting me that I did not tell this last time.
Oh,
yes.
that was
the audience does not know about this.
Oh.
Yes, this was something I heard from my mom, and I sent you a screenshot of the text.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So she was going to use grocery bags to put our lunches
amazing.
in. Yeah, and keep in mind, back in the day, these weren't like the plastic grocery bags that you're thinking of now at Kroger that are still relatively small. Back then, grocery bags were giant. They were huge bags to put groceries in.
Yeah,
and she was going to send. Yeah,
but we have to just say this again.
You used all the lunch bags to make all the characters from We Are the World, including Michael Jackson. And
Michael Jackson, Dionne Warwick, everybody. We are the world. We are the children.
That's so amazing. I can't believe you made all of those.
Yes.
I wish there was a picture of that.
Well, I don't know. I was very artistic.
You must have been the coolest kid in school when you showed up with your 47 bags.
I don't think I took them to school. I think it was just something I did over the weekend to entertain myself.
The Cyndi Lauper bag alone must have been.
Yes, it had. I stole all of my mom's jewelry and just pierced it all over. No, I'm kidding. That didn't happen.
She's not that pierced. Oh, yeah, she was, wasn't she?
Yes,
but
she
anyway,
was like back before piercings were popular.
Yeah, for the time, it was a lot.
But yeah, so anyway.
How about Springsteen? Did you do a Springsteen bag?
I probably did. I don't remember.
Come on, man.
I used every lunch bag in the house, so I did as many big stars until I ran out.
Can we do a thing for where we ask all of our fans to make We Are the World puppets and take pictures of them?
Yes, please. If you have lunch bags in your house, please make puppets of people that were singing We Are the World.
You have to go back. I'm sure you can find that on YouTube. And,
I'm sure you can, yes.
And so you used up all the bags. Every bag in the house is gone. Lunch bag is gone. So your mom packs up your lunches in big, giant grocery bags.
Right, which made my older brother apparently cry because he didn't want to go to school with a giant grocery bag with a little bit of lunch in it. So my mom said that she couldn't send it that way, and so she doesn't remember what she did to make it right for my brother.
Yeah,
I probably didn't care because I was the one who had used all the lunch bags.
So Jeff, I want to know, did you ever make Band-Aid puppets out of paper bags?
Well, I wouldn't make Band-Aid puppets out of paper bags. I would make them out of Band-Aids, Dave.
No. The Band-Aid. Who was in that?
I know. What about Farm Aid?
Farm Aid, sure.
Well, everything was aid back then.
Yeah. That was before AIDS.
No, that was during AIDS. And for some reason, everyone wanted to stick aid in every, feel-good event, which made no sense.
Yeah.
Hey, who wants to come out to Farm HIV Festival next week?
Yeah. Yeah,
that was horrible. So episode 10, the final one that we're going to do a segment from here on episode 13, the Jef Clo Podcast, best of the first 10 episodes. Dave, this isn't the first episode you discussed it, but you had discovered something new that was making you feel good.
Good. What was it?
It was a chiropractor.
Oh, that kind of good. Yeah, they're helping me get to the point where I just really wanted to be able to spin my head all the way around in case I could ever be a part of a remake of The Exorcist, or there's many reasons that you'd like to be able to spin your head all the way around, and they're helping me with that.
And the name of the chiropractic, I made a joke at one point during one of the episodes about how it's 180 chiropractic.
Yes, 180 chiropractic / Well Health and Chiropractic in Franklin, Tennessee. I think Well Health is a subsidiary of 180 or the subcorporation AST. And, they're helping me feel better.
Anyway, we're going to listen to Dave. This is one of his follow-up stories. So Dave had taken video of every time the doctor turned your neck, Dave, what happened?
My right leg involuntarily kicks.
That's right.
In a defensive move, I think.
Right. So Dave grabbed video of this at my request after the first time he brought this up, which you guys can go to our social media pages on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook and see the video. And then this upcoming clip from episode 10 is the discussion of Dave's follow-up appointment and the filming of said video.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Let's take a listen. You sent me a video that we will post to social media. Why don't you set this up?
Well, I had another chiropractic adjustment today, and so they were really complimentary of our podcast.
Oh, so they listened.
But they listened to 8. They didn't listen to 9 yet.
Oh.
So I said, no, you got to listen to 9. And 8 is where I was saying, I'm not sure. I know the big spiel's coming. They're going to try to suck me in for thousands of dollars. And so Ben, my doctor, he was like, yeah, that's great. So I said, well, you got to listen to 9. I actually,
gave you a real compliment.
You
yes. And that'll be great for the 2 girls that names begin with an A and a J to go listen to how you forgot their names.
And
did you remember?
I did. I went in today and saw them.
Okay.
And their names are you ready? Jordan and Andrea.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Applause.
I got the A and the J correct.
All right, that's good. That's good. Well, I mean, you only missed...
I don't even know how. I literally was just... was in the farthest, darkest corner of my brain. I was like, I think I see an A and a J.
Well, I'm glad you managed to retain 2 out of 12 total letters. That's fantastic. And Jef Clo, hats off to you, Dave.
12 total letters? What do you mean?
Jordan and Andrea. What isn't that? Six letters each?
Oh, I don't know. Did you do that math already?
Well, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's not like, they were crazy names like Christopher or something that you're like, is that what the...
That is crazy.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not crazy, but it's a lot of letters. I would have to start counting.
Okay. So I go in and I'm getting my adjustment. And I said, I told him about in the podcast, I talked about how my right leg kicks every time.
And I requested video.
And that, I had already told him about that last time. And then I said, that Jeff has requested that we take video. So he brought in the other doctor and he held my camera and videotaped my leg kicking. And believe me, I was not trying to kick my leg. In fact, I'm kind of concentrating on
not having your neck broken.
Just being very loose because it kind of messes the whole thing up if you tense up.
Right, you looked loosey-goosey.
I was trying to be loosey-goosey, and then all of a sudden he does it, and my leg goes flying in the air, and I don't know. It is like a dog
getting its belly scratched. Yes,
I have a cat that if you pet it and you get down by the tail. Mm-hmm. Every time, in the cat, it's like 10 years old.
Its butt lifts in the air?
Every time. And I'll give her a shout out. Her name's Allie.
Okay.
No, you get back by the tail, she has to start licking herself. She cannot not lick herself when you're scratching back by the tail.
Gotcha.
And what's fun is to get closer and closer to the tail and see her kind of wind up to get ready to lick. And she'll hold her mouth, her head sideways, her tongue's out. She's waiting for you to get a little further back. And as soon as you get back there, lick. Maybe I'll videotape that next week.
Yeah, let's get that. Ready to Lick is going to be the name of our next album. So everybody be on the lookout for that.
That's better than your last idea, Ready to...
Whoa!
Oh.
Beep. That
I didn't mean... I meant like, as in...
I know what you meant.
Bad.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, that's funny. So next week, you need to ask the doctor if he'll just, would he mind bring the other doctor in with the camera or the phone? No one uses a camera anymore. And just ask him if he can just scratch your belly for a little bit. And I just want you to kick your leg just so we have a variation. We can learn all the things that makes Dave's legs go,
Or have him scratch near my tail and see if I lick myself.
Wow. I don't know that I want to see video of that. I actually just want to see him getting close to the tail so I can watch you ramping up and ready to lick. Yeah.
It's pretty funny, but yeah.
Well, how quickly a chiropractic story goes off the rails.
Yeah, sorry, Ben.
Yeah.
And 180 Chiropractic in Franklin, Tennessee.
All right, Dave, I love the chiropractic stories. Let's give one more quick shout out. Ben, what's his name? Your chiropractor?
Forgot.
Ben.
So,
Ben forgot. That's Dave is the best.
I didn't see him last
in the
week.
world.
I had the other chiropractor.
All right, so we want to thank everybody for listening to episode 13, our best of the first 10. Don't ask us why episode 11 and 12 were not included. We have our reasons, not because they suck, All right, fine, I'll tell you the reasons. It's because we needed to prepare for this, and we didn't know what the heck was going to happen in episodes 11 and 12. There was a little Fargo. What the heck? What the heck you mean? What the heck you mean?
One more time.
So you're getting the first 10. We want to thank everybody who's brand new and tuning in. We do want to do some quick little plugs really quick. August 24th, we're going to be at Lucky's in Hilliard.
Lucky's in Hilliard.
That's right. It's a Buckeye Cruise for Cancer fundraiser. Dave, you're playing first. Then Jef and Clo are next. Then we're going to have the Lovebenders, which is the band I'm in. And then September 28th, Dave, who are we with?
We are with Crossfire and
Toby Lee and Mustang Sally. That's right.
That is exactly what I was going to say.
And you can go online to SeeTickets, SEEtickets.us, and search Mustang Sally, and that is in Lancaster, Ohio, on September 28th. That's going to be a huge show.
Outdoor show, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so go online, get your tickets, $25, $30 at the door, so save $5. We want to remind everybody to go to jeffandclo.com, order your Jef and Clo hat, send us pictures of it. You please go out and listen to our album, Another Stupid Joke, available on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, YouTube Music, everywhere you can find music.
Thrift shops.
And I think that's about it for the plugs. I want to mention we've always been playing songs off our album for the first 12 episodes. Well, there were 12 songs on the album. This is episode 13. We don't have a song to play. If you haven't stuck around until the end, Dave, earlier in the show, I mean early, I forgot something and I sung the word brain fart, right?
Yes, you did. And then I put some great effects on it, and I just wanted to make it like the little tag at the end of the show, you know?
Right.
So now we end every episode with your brain fart, and that's like the very last thing you hear every time.
Yep.
So,
and we're gonna let the people hear it this time without a song in the middle.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're going to let everyone go. Thank you so much for listening to episode 13. Please tune in every week, every Monday, new episodes. Love you, Dave.
Love you, Jef. Bye-bye.
Brain fart.